Wow, I've genuinely missed this. I've genuinely missed this. I've not been able to record my film journal for the last 2 or 3 weeks because I've been recovering from a dental surgery. And a quick side note, SHA does not work. Fuck Kenya Kwanza and Ruto must go. Seriously. And if you're a young Kenyan and you've not registered as a voter, unadu, what are you doing? Back to business. In this entry, I really want to share what I'd say is the most painful lesson I learned making lollipops and cigarettes last year. This lesson has to do with the legal the legal and bureaucratic side of things. I think it's fair to say as creatives, we don't always think about the legal aspect of the work we're doing. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I think it's fair to say the legal stuff is not generally top of mind for us as creatives. We want to create and get our work out there. Simple. And so, upon the release of my film last year in November, I started now looking for opportunities for submission, whether it was festivals or screenings or awards, stuff like that. Because, like I mentioned, the goal was to get my work out there, learn, grow, but also get my work out there. I quickly found an award, a new award presented by Filmmakers Hangout. It is called the Upcoming Filmmakers Award, presented by Filmmakers Hangout. So Filmmakers Hangout is a community and networking platform for filmmakers, content creators, anyone really interested in the creative industry in Kenya. They host screenings in events, and they were doing this award. So like, oh, cool, already an opportunity. I click the link and start going through the registration form. Hapo chini, towards the bottom, I see KFCB certificate of approval. I'm like, hey, I know I don't have this, so I'm like, yeah, let's find out what it is first. I start by calling my peers and asking questions, not really getting the answers I needed. So at some point, I was like, someone was like, just even call KFCB, see what you can do, see what you can learn. It was upon calling KFCB that I learned you need to apply for a film license first before shooting your film. And that's what I learned from the kind of rude guy who I spoke to on the phone from KFCB. He was not very friendly to me, if I'm being honest. That's neither here nor there. However, I did now learn that you need to apply for a filming license first. I was like, really? Seriously? I mean, for the size of the production I was doing, this is not something that crossed my mind. I was shooting at home, in the comfort of my own home, and the comfort of my brother's home. Of course, I didn't think I needed a filming license for that. Anyway, so I learned this, and I quickly realized that without this certificate of approval, I would not be able to submit my work to the places I would like to submit to, these professional platforms, whether it was a festival or an award, anything outside of social media that would lend me more credibility professionally would be a route to more opportunities, networking, audiences, stuff like that. Things that I had in mind in when making this film. I will not lie to you guys. I was crestfallen. I was so heartbroken at this because I was down. I was really down for a couple of weeks after learning this because at some point, at the worst point in those couple of weeks, I was like, it just felt like everything I had done from January to November was for nothing. That's not something I feel right now. I am taking it as the lesson it is. However, at that point in time, I was heartbroken. Yeah. I was really sad. That was the big lesson, man. That was the big lesson. However, I do want to share my issue with this bureaucratic bullshit and ridiculous red tape they're putting around some of these things. Don't get me wrong, I understand the need for some of these processes and having a film classification board, and I understand the need for some of those things. However, I feel like some of the things being implemented right now, like the filming license, just raise the barrier of entry for creatives who may not have the resources to pay for fees and licenses. You're probably saving up to fund your short film or whatever it is from your side hustles or whatever it is you're doing. Funding is already hard to come by. You're just making it unnecessarily hard for certain creatives to get the recognition they want and deserve because of some of these things. This was made more clearer to me this morning when I went about the process of applying for a filming license. I wanted to see what it was like so that I can share it. I just did a quick test application because first you have to register as a local filmmaker on the KFCB website, which I did a few months ago. That's how you can now apply for a filming license and so on and so forth. Going through this process made me realize it was so obvious that like everything with this sick government of ours, it is aimed at siphoning more and more money from Kenyan creatives in this specific case, with zero benefit to us, by the way. Zero benefit to us, by the way. I went about this process and I learned that I did this for like the bare minimum. I filled in just random quick stuff just so that I can learn. The bare minimum would be a short film shot in one location for one day. Filming license itself cost you 5,000 shillings. On top of that, there's a shooting fee. There's a fucking shooting fee, daily shooting fee, which is 1,000 bob per day. So for me to film the bare minimum short film, I need 6 and want my film to be recognized at Kalasha or Kitale Film Week or Nairobi Film Festival, whatever it is. I need a bare minimum 6,000 shillings to begin with. I've not counted transport for me and my crew, food for me and my crew, potential equipment hire. It's just fucking ridiculous. The system is not built to help anyone. It's incredibly frustrating to find this out. The cost of it, 5,000 shillings for a bloody filming license. Man, I cannot overstate my deep hate for this government. However, lesson learned, I now know better. The next film, I'm not gonna make the same mistake again.